So, good morning students. So, today I am going to discuss with you one of the important chapter, that is second chapter in unit 1, and the title of the chapter is Party System in India. So, my focus here mainly will be on the nature and characteristics of party system in India, and in that context I will explain you what are the distinctive characteristics and the nature of our party system, how our party system is different from party system found in other parts of the world. But before that, you must have a basic information on what are the theoretical aspects regarding the party system. What do you mean by a political party? What is a party system? What are the constituents of a party system? And what are the types of party system found in the world? And all these first hand information must be within your reach, so that you can have a purely an academic analysis on our party system. So, before going in detail, let me put you a simple question, and that simple question is that can you imagine any democratic system can run without political party? Can you imagine all the 543 Lok Sabha seats in our parliament can be fought without the presence of political party? Is it possible only to vote for independent candidates for all the 543 seats? Can there be democratic system in America without the presence of Democrats and Republicans, or for that matter in Britain without the Conservatives and the Labour Party? So, these questions have to be answered from a practical point of view. So, practically speaking, you cannot conceive of a democratic system without the presence of political parties. So, political parties, they provide the backbone to democracy, and some scholars are of opinion that party system or political parties also dates back to the inception of democracy. They are as old as democracy, maybe prior to the inception of democracy. So, you cannot run away from a purely democratic system without the presence of political party. Yes, you may have your reservations on parties, and you can say that political parties they create hatred in the society, they engineer violence, they divide the people, and they just pollute the atmosphere of the society, they poison the society, and blah blah. So, a number of arguments can be leveled against the role of political parties, but nobody is there to give a clear cut answer that how democratic system can operate without political parties. So, here I will trace the background that why we need political parties. So, in the whole lecture in the deliberation, I will touch upon three things. First of all, the meaning of political parties and party system. Secondly, the types of party system found in the world, and thirdly, where my focus will be very much targeted, that is the nature of party system in India. So, first of all, before going to the meaning of party and party system, let us answer why do we need political parties. So, regarding the need of political parties, I would like to quote the views of two important British scholars. One was Harold Lasky, who says that political parties are inevitable in a democracy. ତେଣୁ ଲାସ୍କିଙ୍କ ମତରେ ରାଜନୈତିକ ଦଳ ଗଣତନ୍ତ୍ର ପାଇଁ ଏକାନ୍ତ ଅପରିହାର୍ଯ୍ୟ। ତେଣୁ ଏଟା ସିମ୍ପଲି ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଯେଉଁଠି ରାଜନୈତିକ ଦଳ ନାହିଁ ସେଠି ଗଣତନ୍ତ୍ର କାମ କରିପାରିବ ନାହିଁ। ସେମିତି ସେଇଭଳି ଜଣେ ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି। Another statement was given by British Lord, and his name was Lord Bryce, Lord James Bryce. So, he says that parties are inevitable, no free country has been without them, no one has shown how representative government could be worked without them. They bring order out of chaos of multitude of voters. So, here within 3 sentences Lord Bryce has clarified how political parties are important in a democracy. They are not only indispensable, but also nobody has shown any formula that how a free country will be without them, and how democratic system will operate without the presence of political parties. So, another thing that Lord Bryce has focused, that is the political parties they bring order out of disorder, because the multitude they are bound to create chaos or disorder in the society, and it is the political party which brings or streamlines the whole process of interest articulation and thereby create order in the society or discipline in the society. So, political parties play a very positive role in our society, particularly in a democratic system. So, another thing is what political parties basically do. So, political parties are indispensable, but how to elaborate upon it, how to justify that they are indispensable or inevitable for a political system. So, in a democracy particularly political parties play a very important role, which can be categorized under different headings. So, first important role that is performed by political parties, that political parties contest elections and also they are instrumental in formation of the government. तेणु राजनीतिक दल गुड़ा कहीं आवश्यक जदि आम कह महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका गुड़ी को देखा पड़ो। तेणु प्रथम महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका राजनीतिक दल गुड़िकर है प्रथम से निर्वाचन में प्रतिद्वंदिता करती और सरकार गठन करिवारे प्रमुख भूमिका नहीं थांती। सो नो डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री कैन ऑपरेट विदाउट ए गवर्नमेंट and no democracy can function without elections. So, who are the major actors in the election? Definitely it is the political parties, and those who win the election they form the government. Now, the question arises that those who lose the election, what they will do? The second role of the political party comes, that is they perform the role of opposition. So, opposition has a very important role to perform in a democracy, because without opposition democracy is meaningless. No opposition means no democracy, because the opposition plays a very constructive role. It not only criticizes the government for its wrong policies, it also makes the government cautious of its steps that the government is taking, and at the same time it can also expose the government, it can also depose the government if the government toes any extreme line. So, opposition parties play a very constructive role. And thirdly, what political parties do? They provide choice to voters, because all political parties they have got their manifesto, their promises, their agenda, and it is put before the voters, and the voters have wide range of choices, thereby they can choose party X or Y or Z whatever they like. So, choice is there before the voters. And fourthly, political parties shape public opinion, that is agenda setting. So, से माने जनमत को मध्य प्रभावित करि थांती। तेणु जनमत बा एजेंडा सेटिंग हम ताको कहूचे, that what should be the agenda. So, today you might have noticed how different political parties, particularly the opposition groups, they have now set the agenda that how to oppose the farm bill recently being passed by the parliament. How the opposition parties just 1 year before they have been very much active in opposing the constitutional amendments regarding the status of Jammu and Kashmir. So, this agenda is set by different political parties, and thereby they try to shape the public opinion. And fifthly, political parties they provide this indispensable link between the government, the civil society and also the people. So, be it the civil society नागरिक समाज हो कि जनसाधारण हो तांको सहित सरकार सहित जोगसूत्र रक्षा करती राजनीतिक दल माने, because you cannot have direct access to the government. Only through the political parties you can have your grievances put before the government, and whatever decisions are taken by the government can be put before you by the political parties. And sixthly, political parties also perform another role, that is they mobilize and educate the voters. They mobilize the voters during elections, the voters are mobilized, and at the same time the voters are educated. That means, the voters are informed by the political parties regarding the state of affairs in the country. So, therefore, that is also another constructive role, and another constructive role played by the political parties is the interest articulation, interest aggregation. So, different interest groups are there, different associations are there, they have their own demands. So, all the demands are aggregated and put before the government by the political parties. And lastly, political parties also create leadership, and you know that no democracy can operate without leaders. Although people are supreme in democracy, but they must be guided by a leader. So, can you retain the old leaders till date? Time will come, they will also die, they will have their natural death. So, how the new leaders will come? The new leaders come through the gateway of political parties. So, today you do not have any Gandhi or Nehru and others, but new leaders have come through the Congress party. No Bajpayee, no Advani today, although in the active political field, but through the gateway of BJP we find new set of leaders. So, through political parties new leaders are created, and leadership is also essential for the functioning of a democracy. So, for all these reasons we need political parties to operate in a democratic system. So, as human beings cannot survive without oxygen, similarly a political system, particularly a democratic political system, cannot survive without active role being played by political parties. There may be 2 or 3 or more political parties, but parties are essential, party system is essential for the survival or success of democracy. So, this is the background through which you can have a proper meaning of a political party. So, let us try to define what is the meaning of a political party, how to define a political party, how it is different from other associations. So, in this diagram you must notice that political party consists of group of people. So, no individual can form a political party on its own and he can say that I am a one man party. No, if he is a leader, he must be having some followers. So, political party must consist of group of people. So, group of people is essential, and that is an organized group of people. So, organized group of people may be an association, but all associations are not political parties. So, political party is a typical example of political association. So, these organized group of people, what they do? They have this the same political view, that means they have got a concrete ideological framework, or in other words, or to put it simply, they share the same political ideology. So, suppose take the example of Congress. The Congress consists of certain group of people, and what they do, why they are united? Because they share certain common view, that is known as the ideology of the Congress party. तेणु खाली लोक एकत्र हो गले हेनी, कौन एक आदर्श कौन एक कार्यक्रम रद्वारा कि से माने एकत्र हे, जो कार्यक्रम कि समस्ते शेयर करुवे, समस्ते से भागीदार बा अंशीदार थे. सो दे हैव गॉट शेयर, दे शेयर द सेम पॉलिटिकल व्यू, or that is known as ideology, and that is not sufficient also. Then what they will do? They try to gain political power. What is their objective? The objective of this group of people who share a common ideology, their objective is how to gain political power, because if an association does not desire to get political power, it cannot be called as a political party. So, in order that it will fulfill the qualification of being called a political party, it must try to gain political power. So, how it will gain political power? It is through constitutional means. It is not through bloodshed, it is not through revolution, it is not through what the Naxalites or the Maoists are doing, or it is not through what the terrorists are doing. So, it is through constitutional or legal means. And what they will do again? They will promote the national interest. So, you can call a political party as political party because it promotes the national interest of the country. If it acts against the national interest, it cannot be called a political party per se. So, these are the important themes which must be united to get a proper definition of a political party. That means, a group of people must be there, they share the same ideology and they want to get political power through constitutional or legal means, and at the same time they also try to promote the national interest. So, here constitutional means indicate contesting elections. So, when they contest election, they win election, they form the government and enjoy power. When they lose election, they sit in the opposition. It is as clear as anything. So, here let us get the definition of political party. From that diagram, we can deduce a definition of political party, that is, a political parties are voluntary associations or organized group of individuals that have same political views and try to gain political power through constitutional means to promote national interest. So, this definition actually combines all the elements in the diagram that was put before you in the previous slide, that you can call any association as political party if it shares the same ideology and its ultimate objective is to gain political power through constitutional means, that means through contesting elections and winning the elections, and it must have the objective of promoting the national interest. So, that is the definition or meaning of political party. Now, let us come to another related thing, that is party system. What is a party system? So, you know that party system in England, party system in Germany, party system in China, party system in India. So, what is that party system? So, party system is nothing but it is a structure. Party system indicates it is a structure of parties and competition among them within a political system. So, within a particular political system, how the political parties interact with each other, how they compete with each other, how they want to control or gain political power. So, these things are operated within a framework, and that framework is known as party system. And it involves, the party system involves the system of government by political parties in a democratic polity and the system of interactions resulting from inter-party competitions. So, under party system, one thing is clear, that within a specific framework a number of political parties compete with each other as per rules, as per guidelines, and how these inter-party competitions affect the political system in the long run, that is the essence of the political system. So, दलीय व्यवस्था कहले एक एभली एक स्ट्रक्चर, एभली एक व्यवस्था जो थरे कि विभिन्न राजनीतिक दल निज निज भितर प्रतिद्वंदिता करती, भोटर मानकठू भोट पाइबा पई से माने जागृत होई थांती, आउ किपरि तांक भितर संपर्क रही थाए, आउ जाद्वारा कि राजनीतिक व्यवस्था सुचारू रूपे परिचालित हुए, ताकू आमे पार्टी सिस्टम बा दलीय व्यवस्था बोली कहूचे। तेणु जो पार्टी सिस्टम बा दलीय व्यवस्था विषय में पढ़ुचे से देखा जे केते प्रकार हो पार। सो हाउ मेनी टाइप्स ऑफ पार्टी सिस्टम कैन बी देयर? सो ब्रॉडली स्पीकिंग, पार्टी सिस्टम कैन बी सिंगल, पार्टी सिस्टम कैन बी टू पार्टी, और इट कैन बी ए मल्टी पार्टी. सो single party system or bi-party or two party system or multi-party system. So, single party system is one in which one political party is dominant, other parties may exist, but they do not have their relevance. So, the example here is displayed, that is that of China. The Communist Party of China is a clear example of single party system. Now, in the two party system you find two major political parties, they operate, and there may be other parties, but they do not have any significance. So, the best example is here in the slide, you may notice, that is the Republican and Democrats. So, Democrats they represent as a donkey, and Republicans they are picturized as the elephant. So, in USA the Democrats and Republicans, and in the multi-party system you will find a number of political parties, basically 3 or more than 3 parties they compete. And the best example here is in India, and you may notice different party symbols, how different parties they compete in our political system. So, let us have a broad idea regarding this single party system. So, although single party system indicates that only one party exists, no, there may be different political parties, but one party is very dominant and it suppresses others. So, this single party system by एकदलीय व्यवस्था जो अच्छी से एकदलीय व्यवस्था गोटे प्रकार नुह यह पुणी तीन प्रकार. सो गोटे हूँ कौन जे अथॉरिटेरियन सिंगल पार्टी सिस्टम, second is ideological single party system, and third is dominant single party system. Authoritarian single party system is purely a non ideological single party system which is found in newly independent countries like Liberia, Ghana, Tanzania and also Bangladesh for that matter. So, most of the countries in Asia and Africa which got independence, suddenly they turned authoritarian, and one party rule was imposed in those countries where there were no other political parties were allowed to operate. So, in this authoritarian single party system, you may find that the party, the government and the state, they are treated as one. ତେଣୁ ये जो अथॉरिटेरियन बा डिक्टेटोरियल सिस्टम देखा जाउची सेठी पार्टी दलीय दल हो किंबा सरकार हो किंबा राष्ट्र हो सब हूँ गोटे. तेणु से सब से व्यवस्था रे देयर इज हार्डली एनी डिसिप्लिन इन द पार्टी and the party runs only through the personality of the dictator. The second category is ideological single party system where ideology is important. Party ideology is important and the party has got a strong cadre. Party गोटे आदर्श भित्तिक पार्टी दल होइतिबो आ से दलर श्रृंखला मध्य रहितिबो. तेणु से दल रे जदि केही दल व्यवस्था को किछि भ्रूक्षेप करंती बा हेय ज्ञान करंती तांको प्रति मध्य कठोर दंड विधान व्यवस्था भी रहितिबो. तेणु आम बेस्ट एग्जांपल देखा चाइना तमाने कम्युनिस्ट चाइनीज गवर्नमेंट रन्स थ्रू कम्युनिस्ट आइडियोलॉजी. सो चाइना इज द बेस्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ आइडियोलॉजिकल सिंगल पार्टी सिस्टम. सेमती क्यूबा किंवा नॉर्थ कोरिया दे आर आल्सो कम्युनिस्ट कंट्रीज. दे हैव देयर सिंगल पार्टी सिस्टम बट दे सब्सक्राइब टू कम्युनिस्ट आइडियोलॉजी. सिमिलरली इटली अंडर मुसोलिनी. सो यू जस्ट रिमेंबर द इंटरवार years in which Italy was ruled by the fascist party, that is led by Mussolini. So, Mussolini's authoritarian system was based on ideology. So, that ideology was fascist ideology. तेणु फासीवादी आदर्श उपर मुसोलिनी को सरकार तिष्ठि रही है. सेमती जो से इंटरवार पीरियड रे सेमती आमर जर्मनी रे हिटलर जो आदर्श थिला सेटा नाट्सी. सो हिटलर आल्सो रन जर्मनी थ्रू नाट्सी आइडियोलॉजी. So, these are the examples of ideological single party system where ideology is very important. Here party cadres are very much disciplined and here nobody dares to violate the dictates of the party leader. And the third category of single party system is dominant single party system. आम ताको कहूचे एकदलीय आधिपत्य व्यवस्था. So, this dominant single party system is a special category one because under this dominant single party system you will find that a number of political parties exist. They compete in the to get political power, but one political party is so dominant, it has got so overwhelming presence that other parties they lose their relevance. So, the best example is India, where since independence till 1977 you will find continuous dominance of the Congress party. So, in Japan also you will find the Liberal Democratic Party of Japan, it has got a primary role in dominating the whole Japanese politics. In South Africa there is also Nelson Mandela's party, that is African National Congress, that is a dominant party. In Sweden also they have got their dominant system. So, under a single dominant party system you will find one political party dominates. It is not authoritarian because it allows democratic space to other parties, but other parties fail to attract the voters. They may exist, but they do not have any relevance. So, these are the three different kinds of single party system with examples. So, what are the merits and defects, or what are the pros and cons of a single party system? So, single party system has got certain advantages or merits. So, what are the merits? So, first is it gives rise to a strong and stable government. एक स्थिर और दृढ़ सरकार एथिरे आमे पाई थाउ. सेकेंड होची प्रेडिक्टेबिलिटी. ता अर्थ है सरकार जहाँ आगु को पदक्षेप नेबे सा लोक जानी थांती. जमती इंडिया रे मनकर कांग्रेस शासन करुच्ची कांग्रेस पर बीजेपी आसिला ता अर्थ लोक भाईपर जे कौन हम आगु कौन थिला पर कौन हम ताने लोकों आगे कौन सरकार पदक्षेप ने लोक सहज जापर ना कहीं पार्टी चेंज हो जाऊँगी जेहेतु ये पार्टी चेंज होनी ताले ये सरकार आगु कौन पदक्षेप ने लोक जापर था सो देयर इज प्रेडिक्टेबिलिटी ऑफ एक्शंस ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट थर्डली देयर इज फास्टर इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ द्रुत अर्थनैतिक प्रगति ये साधित होता है ऑफ कोर्स दिस पॉइंट इज डिबेटेबल दैट मेनी स्कॉलर्स दे पॉइंट आउट दैट only in democracy faster economic growth is possible because if you read Amartya Sen and his classic volumes you will find he has categorically justified how democratic system helps in the development of the country. But it is found that in most of the authoritarian countries or most of the single party system economic growth happens to be faster and the glaring example is China and the arrogance of China in today's world it is only because of its economic growth. And fourthly the bureaucracy is kept in check. So the bureaucracy बा अमलातंत्र बा कर्मचारी जो काम करते से सरकार पाखे से कर्मचारी माने नियंत्रित होकर रहती कहीं कंट्रोल करने दल थाए सो पार्टी इज देयर टू कंट्रोल दी bureaucrats so they are kept in check but so it has got a negative side the single party system it is basically anti democratic. Whatever features of democracy I explained you in my last lecture all the principles or features of democracy are absent in a single party system but and you know that democracy is the popular system and whatever goes against democracy cannot be accepted. And secondly it leads to totalitarianism. So totalitarianism means where the government tries to control each and every aspect of human life public aspect as well as private aspect. So under authoritarian system the government is authoritarian that means it never touches the private life of the individual whatever you eat whatever you dress the government is least bothered simply the government put restrictions on your freedom you do not have any political freedom. But in your ideological one party system you will find that the government becomes totalitarian that means it controls your public life as well as private life. So it leads to a totalitarian system and there is complacency arrogance and corruption. So it always leads to corruption because one party rules continuously it definitely gives rise to maladministration and misgovernance and the people finally suffer. And lastly there is absence of opposition because opposition plays a very constructive role in the functioning of a political system and where the opposition is crushed the opposition is suppressed you cannot find a better treatment to the people. So the opposition absence is another blot in the single party system. Now let us move forward to the another variety that is two party system. So two party system is found mainly in USA, UK, Australia, New Zealand, but two examples are very much prominent. One is American system where you find the Democrats and the Republicans and the British system where you find the conservatives and liberals conservatives and Labour Party. So this two party system has got another two variety. So first is indistinct or pseudo two party system that is found in America and another is distinct or true two party system that is found in United Kingdom or Britain. So what is this indistinct or pseudo two party system? तो गोटे हूँ छद्म द्विदलीय व्यवस्था जोटा कि अमेरिकार देखा जाए छद्म द्विदलीय व्यवस्था हूँ इट इज अ सिस्टम इन व्हिच two political parties are there but there is hardly any ideological difference. So these two political parties they converge on certain issues on national issues on certain basic issues they have got same opinion. So that is known as indistinct or pseudo two party system. And if you go to Britain they have got a distinct two party system in which two political parties have got divergent ideologies, and it is very difficult for them to agree on certain points. Of course, in the long run they may converge on certain national issues, but basically they have got a strong ideological difference. So, this is the two party system, and this two party system has got its equal merits and demerits. So, it gives rise to a strong, stable and accountable and effective government. एक दृढ़ दक्ष उत्तरदायी सरकार ये आम देखा पाऊ. Secondly, there is responsiveness with order. सरकार लोकों प्रति उत्तरदायी थाए, लोक जहाँ चाहती ताहा श्रृंखलित भाव लोकों को देई थाए. There is faster government formation. सरकार गठन प्रक्रिया ये तीव्र होता है, क्विक होता है, and there is also fair political competition. The political competition is very fair without any electoral malpractices. At the same time, it has got certain defects. So, what are the demerits? First is the limited choice before the voters. Voter मान प्रति limited, कारण दुईटा दल रू अधिक दल से पाखे चॉइस आउ नाही. सेकेंड हूँ आइडियोलॉजिकल कन्वर्जेंस. जदिव दुईटा दल देखुचे अधिकांश समय से माने आदर्शगत दृष्टिकोण एकत्र हो जाती जो कौन एक गुरुत्वपूर्ण निष्पत्ति नवाक थाए. पर्टिकुलरली इन अमेरिका विल फाइंड रिगार्डिंग चाइनीज इश्यू, रिगार्डिंग एनिमिटी विथ चाइना, the Democrats as well as the Republicans they converge. Regarding interest of India, sometimes they also converge. So hardly there is any ideological difference. And thirdly, it gives rise to majoritarianism. संख्या गरिष्ठतावाद को यह प्रोत्साहन दे थाए. And lastly, there is populism बा सस्ता जनप्रियता ये देखा मिले, कहीं भोटर मान को लोभेवाई से माने विभिन्न प्रकार सस्ता कार्यक्रम हाथ को नहीं था. Now let us have the idea regarding the multi-party system. So, this multi-party system is defined as a number of political parties which compete with each other, basically more than 3 political parties, we call it a multi-party system. And this multi-party system has got 3 important varieties. There is moderate pluralism, there can be polarized pluralism and atomized system. So, these 3 classifications have been given by political scientists, and they claim, the political scientists of great eminence, they claim that this multi-party system can be moderate pluralism. Moderate pluralism means माने pluralism अर्थ बहुलता, moderate अर्थ से बहुलतार तीव्रता टिके कम ताको हम moderate बोली कहूचे. सो बहुत दल थिबो किंतु तांको भितरे एते आइडियोलॉजिकल डिफरेंस रहिबोनी, जोटा कि हमें नॉर्वे, स्वीडन, बेल्जियम आउ नेदरलैंड्स रे पाउचे. And second category is polarized pluralism. Under polarized pluralism, you will find that different political parties are there, but their ideological difference is very sharp, that no political party is able to shake hands with another. So, they have got bitter enmity, that is polarized pluralism. Well, you will find the example is France, Italy or Spain. And lastly, there is also atomized system. Atomized system is one in which a single leader forms his own political party. The more the leaders, the more political parties are there. So, it is a pure political system is flooded with political parties. So, the best example is Austria, Thailand, Italy, where in proportion to the population you will find the number of political parties are more. So, this is the about the multi-party system, and multi-party system has also its own merits and demerits. There is internal checks and balance within the government. So, multi-party system is also favorable. Secondly, it favors debate, conciliation and consensual politics. So, politics of consensus is the brainchild of the multi-party system, and thirdly, it avoids majoritarianism, and fourthly, there is ample choice or wide range of choice before the voters. At the same time, it has got its own defects. The first is the political instability. It gives rise to political instability. राजनीतिक अस्थिरता ये देखा जाए. There is post election malpractices. Election पर ये घोड़ा बेपार बा election पर विभिन्न प्रकार unfair practices हमें देखा पाऊ. Thirdly, there is disproportionate importance is given to smaller parties. Smaller parties blackmail the government for its own pound of flesh. And fourthly, party ideology is compromised. So, under a multi-party system, there is hardly any importance given to ideology. Here pragmatism is more important, opportunism is more important than ideology. So, this is the whole story regarding the background, that is a theoretical understanding of what is a political party and what are the political party systems found in the world. So, let us come to the crux of the discussion, that is the nature of the party system in India. तेणु यही सब थियोरिटिकल जिनस जानला पर आम देखा जे भारत में जो दलीय व्यवस्था अच्छी तार स्वरूप कौन से कौन कौन आम विभिन्न दिग देखा पाचे कौन कौन परिवर्तनशील धारा आम देखा पाचे. So there are a number of points, let me explain you one by one. So first is, there is no doubt that we have got a multi party system. तेणु भारत में आम एक दलीय व्यवस्था देखा पाचे. सो व्हाई मल्टी पार्टी सिस्टम, सॉरी भारत में आम बहुदलीय व्यवस्था देखा पाचे. ताले बहुदलीय व्यवस्था आम कहीं देखा पाचे, एथिलागि देखा पाचे जे भारत में जो संस्कृति अच्छी, भारत जो समाज अच्छी ता बहुलता पर आधारित. सो वी हैव गॉट ए सोसाइटी एंड कल्चर दैट इज mainly based on pluralism. So a multicultural society that we have, therefore we cannot have one or two political parties but many parties. Secondly, we have got a multi party system because of federal character of our polity. So our political system is a federal one where there is democratic decentralization. So on that basis also we have got a different political parties which operate not only at the center but also in many states. So this multi party system has got many facets. So it has been estimated by our Election Commission of India that the latest report says that we have got as many as 2598 registered political parties in India. 2598 2598 registered political party वा पंजीकृत दल भारत में आजिका डेट रे अछंती. So out of these 2598 registered political parties, there are 8 political parties which are declared as national parties and 52 parties are regional parties. तेणु 8टी तादर होची जातीय दल आउ 52टी होची आंचलिक दल. बाकी जो गुडी रहले सेटा छोट दल गुडा जोड़ा कि they are registered but not recognized political parties. So this is the first feature of our or nature of our party system. So what is the second nature? Second nature of our party system is we have got one party dominant system. So although we have got a multi party system, but in reality we have got one party dominant system. जदियो आमर बहुदलीय व्यवस्था रही तथापि आम देखा पाचे जे भारत में एकदलीय आधिपत्य व्यवस्था भी रही. So एकदलीय आधिपत्य व्यवस्था कौन? So this one party dominant system was a phrase first coined in 1964 by a British scholar. His name was W.H. Morris Jones. So he used the term one party dominance in the context of India by showing that how the Congress party was dominant in Indian politics since independence till 1967. So similarly, another Indian political scientist, his name was Professor Rajni Kothari, he used a term that is known as Congress system. So in place of one party dominance, he says Congress system, because he highlighted how the Congress party has been dominant force in Indian politics since independence till 1967. So in a purely academic analysis, you will find that Congress was a dominant force in the country since independence till 1977. Then there is a setback to the Congress system. Again Congress system revived after 1980. Again another setback. So today you will find in place of Congress system you have got this BJP hegemony. So BJP is yet to prove that it is a single party dominant system since 2014 onwards, but time will tell whether BJP is able to capture this brand of single dominant party system. So this is therefore another feature of our party system. Let us come to the third one. So the third important feature of our party system is the growth of regional parties, आंचलिक दल मानकर अभ्युदय. So in Indian politics you will find, although the Congress had been a dominant political party, but there is sufficient space left for the regional parties to grow. Even the regional parties like the Shiromani Akali Dal, even the Jammu Kashmir National Conference, they were pre-independent parties. Even in 1949 also you had got this DMK in Tamil Nadu. So most of the regional parties they were very old parties, and they grew only because of the decline of the Congress since 1967. तेणु 1967 रे आम देखिले जे कांग्रेस रो पतन किछि परिमाण रे आरंभ होला आ कांग्रेस रो जो राजनीतिक स्पेस बा राजनीतिक स्थान छाड़िला से स्थानटा ऑक्युपाई कले आंचलिक दल माने. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द रीजनल पार्टीज be it in Punjab or be it in Tamil Nadu or even north eastern part of the country or even the central part of India or even in Odisha. So, the regional parties they grew prominently since 1967 and because of the federal character of our polity and because they are so close to the people and their sentiments, they could easily win the hearts of the people. And a setback to regional parties came in 2014 where regional parties lost some of their space, but they are also a force to reckon with because in Odisha also for the last 20 years you will find that the one regional party, that is BJD, is ruling the state. In Tamil Nadu also you cannot imagine a political system without the role of DMK or AIADMK, and Shiromani Akali Dal is also a prominent force in Punjab politics. So, regional parties they have got sufficient space to grow in India, and they are also successful to a certain extent. And fourthly, fourth feature of our party system is that we have moved from the Congress system to coalition politics. तेणु एबे जो जस्ट कही जे रजनी कोठारी जो भारत में कांग्रेस आधिपत्य थिला ताको कहते कांग्रेस सिस्टम बा कांग्रेस व्यवस्था जो कि कांग्रेस दबदबा सारा देश रही था. सो से कांग्रेस दबदबा आउ देखा आम पाऊने ता जगह आम देखुचे कोआलिशन पॉलिटिक्स बा मिलित सरकार. सो मिलित राजनीति बा मिलित सरकार जुग. सो कोआलिशन एरा has been there with the successful decline of the Congress party. So, since 1989 onwards, the coalition politics in India has been successful, and regional parties played an important role in the national politics in the age of coalition. So, different regional parties, be it Telugu Desam in Andhra Pradesh or be it DMK or AIDMK in Tamil Nadu or Shiromani Akali Dal in Punjab or your Samata party or Janata Dal United in Bihar. So, Samajwadi party in Uttar Pradesh. So, most of the regional parties they played an important role in making the coalition governments. So, coalition era in India officially started since 1989 and it is still continuing. Of course, today the present government led by Narendra Modi does not need any support, but it still retains the coalition character because it is not the BJP government, it is NDA government. So, NDA implies a coalition government. Of course, it is a surplus coalition or you can say a oversized coalition. So, we have moved from the Congress system to coalition era, that is the fourth characteristic of our party system. Let us move to the fifth one. So, the fifth characteristic of our party system is alliance building. So, here political parties are not going to election or for competition for electoral votes alone. So, they are now in favor of forming their friendship or alliance with different like minded parties. So, two broad alliances are found in the country. The first alliance was known as NDA. NDA stands for National Democratic Alliance, and NDA was formed in the year 1998 when Vajpayee was there as the Prime Minister. So, and opposed to the NDA, another alliance formation was done by the Congress party, that was known as UPA. UPA stands for United Progressive Alliance. So, UPA was formed in the year 2004. So, whether it is NDA or UPA. So, NDA is led by the BJP and UPA is led by the Congress. So, both the parties both the formations, so both the alliances, they have got a number of parties within them. So, NDA for example, today India has a number of 25 political parties. So, out of these 25 parties you can count AIADMK in Tamil Nadu or Janata Dal United or Lok Jan Shakti party in Bihar. So, Assam Gana Parishad, all Jharkhand Students Union. So, a number of parties like 25 parties and still counting, they are within the fold of the NDA. Similarly, in the UPA today you will find 13 parties are there. Prominent among them was the DMK of Tamil Nadu, Janata Dal Secular, then Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. So, even the latest addition is Shiv Sena of Maharashtra. So, these are the two important alliance formations that exist today and they compete with each other, that is alliance building. Now, बा मेंट गठन तेणु बर्तमान आम देखुचे मेंट गठन प्रक्रिया आरंभ होती आउ खाली आम कांग्रेस बीजेपी परस्पर प्रतिद्वंदिता करें आम कह कांग्रेस मेंट आउ बीजेपी मेंट कांग्रेस मेंट को कहते आम यूपीए बीजेपी मेंट को कहते एनडीए. सो नाउ कम टू द सिक्स्थ feature or nature of our party system, that is absence of strong opposition. So, that is one of the drawback of our party system, that unlike the western countries the opposition is not so strong. तेणु ये विरोधी दल एत दृढ़ नुह एत दक्ष नुह कहीं विरोधी दलर बड़ गुरुत्वपूर्ण भूमिका मुझे रही जे सरकार को खाली समालोचना करनी सरकार जो विफलता को लोकलोचन को आनिबो. सो द मिसडीड्स और करप्शन और माल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन और मिसगवर्नेंस ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट दे मस्ट बी एक्सपोज्ड and who is in a better position to expose them? It is the opposition party. But in India unfortunately the opposition is divided. It is only because we have got a multi party system and definitely the opposition is divided into many camps. There may be floor coordination on the in parliament, but outside the parliament they fight with each other. The oppositions they also fight with each other. The left parties they oppose the Congress and the Congress they oppose the regional parties. So, in their system the ruling party takes the advantage. So, when the Congress was in power the BJP and other opposition parties they were fighting among each other. So, today the BJP is in power. Similarly, you will find the Congress and other political parties they hardly agree on certain basic issues. So, when the opposition is divided always the advantage is taken by the ruling party. Now, come to the seventh basic feature of our party system, that is lack of ideological commitment. So, our ideology, so political parties the basic thrust of political party is ideology आदर्श को लेकिन दल किंतु आम देखुचे भारत में जो दल गुड़िक अच्छा पाखे आदर्श इंपोर्टाट नुह पाखे राजनीति रे केमती क्षमता लाभ करवा सेटा हूँ इंपोर्टाट. सो pragmatism has replaced ideology in Indian politics. So, the left parties they compromise their ideology to join hands with the Congress. The BJP sometimes also has to compromise its ideology to shake hands with the PDP in Jammu Kashmir and also Shiromani Akali Dal in Punjab to certain extent. So, each and every political party compromises with ideology to enjoy power. तो ये भारत में आदर्श इंपोर्टाट नुह ये हूँ क्षमता केमती दखल करवा सेटा इंपोर्टाट. And eighthly in India you will find there is a personality factor or personality cult by vyaktivad. So, political parties they revolve around certain important personalities. Here ideology is not important, party manifesto is not important, but personality is important. So, can you imagine the Congress without Sonia, Rahul and others? Can you imagine the BJP without Modi and others? Even coming to Odisha, can you imagine our the BJD in Odisha without its leader? So, each party is identified with persons or personalities and they glorify those personalities instead of reaching out to the voters regarding its manifesto. तेणु ये आम राजनीतिक व्यवस्था भारतर आम देखुचे ये व्यक्ति हूँ गुरुत्वपूर्ण ये आदर्श एत गुरुत्वपूर्ण नुहे. Now, come to another characteristic, that is identity politics. In India political parties they compete and they jump to the electoral fray by certain identity factors based on caste or language or region or ethnic issues rather than highlighting the basic issues before the people. So, we have got caste based parties in India, religion based parties. So, Shiromani Akali Dal is a religion based party, the Shiv Sena is also a religion based party, BJP to certain extent is right of the center, and the BSP is a caste based party, Lok Jan Shakti is also a caste based party, DMK or AIDMK they are region based parties. So, and language based parties are also many. So, here identity is more important rather than basic issues. Then 10thly, Indian party system also suffers from defection and splits. Defection है दल बदल करवा, split है विभाजन. तेणु कौन सी राजनीतिक दल विभाजन मुक्त नुहति. आम देखीचे कांग्रेस पार्टी हैज बीन अंडरगन ए नंबर ऑफ स्प्लिट्स. 134 वर्ष दल जोटा कांग्रेस दल सेटा 3 थर भाग हो सारी. सिंबल गुड़िक ये स्क्रीन में देखिपे. फास्ट रू थिला तार पेयर ऑफ बुलक्स, देन काउ एंड द काफ, देन द हैंड सिंबल. सेमती द कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी हैज आल्सो अंडरगन स्प्लिट. सीपीआई रु हैला सीपीएम, सीपीएम रु सीपीआई एमएल. सो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज दे अंडरगन स्प्लिट्स एंड डिफेक्शन बा दल बदल ये जारी रही थाए. क्षमता पैसा दल बदल चली थाए. लास्ट हूँ एंड 11th पॉइंट है लैक ऑफ इंटरनल डेमोक्रेसी. कौन सी दल में आभ्यंतरीण गणतंत्र न थाए. आभ्यंतरीण गणतंत्र नथिबा अर्थ हूँ जे हियर लीडरशिप इज इम्पोर्टाट, हियर हाई कमांड कल्चर इज इम्पोर्टाट, पार्टी डिक्टेटरशिप इज इम्पोर्टाट एंड द इंडिविजुअल मेंबर्स दे डू नॉट हैव एनी वॉइस. तेणु ये जहाँ हाई कमांड कहले ताकू समस्ते मानुंट. सेठी व्यक्ति मानकर बा दलर साधारण मेंबर मानकर कौन सी वॉइस को सुना जाए ना. एंड लास्टली देयर इज कॉम्पिटिटिव पॉपुलिज्म. प्रतियोगितामूलक ये सस्ता लोकप्रियता आम देखा पाऊ. जे ईच पॉलिटिकल पार्टी कम्पिट्स विथ ईच अदर हाउ टू बी पॉपुलिस्ट. सो पॉपुलिस्ट हियर मीन्स बाय compromising the national interest how it will reach out to the people. So whether it is Garibi Hatao or bank nationalization or even for abolition of privy purses, there may be left wing populism or even there may be nationalistic issues like right wing populism espoused by the Congress, BJP and a lot of other political parties. So broadly speaking, these are the basic features or nature of party system in India. Therefore, we can conclude by saying that we in India we have got a number of parties, but no party system. So our party system is distinct and it cannot be compared with other western countries. So here we can summarize by saying that in this discussion I told you regarding the why we need political parties and what are the different types of party systems with merits and demerits, and lastly and most importantly I focused on the basic characteristics or the nature of party system in India. So thank you for your patience hearing and watching, and thank you all.